saw that you had the good start, get up to a 14-point lead. What did you see shift?
Just that we had some unfortunate possessions. Didn't collect some defensive rebounds. Had a couple bad fouls. Didn't take care of the ball. And then, those little things like that. They can come back to bite you in the butt, and it did. But, it was a tough road trip. Finished 2-2. We don't have a settled mentality, but we have to call it like it is. And, to come out of this 2-2, the way we responded in Detroit, knew this was going to be tough at the end of a road trip. Our guys fought, to the best of their ability. And, obviously there's some things we needed to clean up, things we could have done better, but we competed. We tried our best under the circumstances.
Just with all the missing bodies, they having to go to a different group and then it's a second unit, the guys that do play having to play more. How do you manage that frustration, as a coach, and how do you just? You realize that this is a marathon of a season. Every NBA season is a marathon, and you trust your staff and from medical to the coaches to everyone to try to work diligently to make sure we have our guys available, and that won't change. And so it's unfortunate timing, but again, our players' health is top priority, and it sucks to drop games and to have to do all the adjustments and the thing you mentioned. But at the end of the day, I know what we're going to be. I know once we do get whole, how complete and balanced our attack will be. And so we just have to deal with it in the present and try to, again, put your best foot forward as best as possible.
Darvin, considering where things stand for you guys, just kind of hovering around 500 with a team on Saturday that, you've had some familiarity with, but you had one tough game against them earlier already, and then Tuesday is kind of counts for double or triple. Will there be any more urgency from the group to try to get some of these guys who are or have been ramping up to rejoin you?
No, we feel like we got a solid plan and process in place, and so whatever can be done extra, obviously we will explore that. But right now we're comfortable where we are and getting guys, back to playing in a real game. It's just unfortunate things happen. You get these knick-knack injuries, like Jackson, for example. Like he gets pulled out, and then Cam, he's working back in. So you have to be smart. You can't be selfish and put them at risk just to, throw them out there to be balanced. But these other guys are getting opportunities. Max Christie and Jalen, and those guys, they're getting real NBA minutes, and so they're starting to understand how hard they have to play and what's expected of them against top-tier competition. And so it's always a silver lining. It's always, glass half full. But, we'll take the day off tomorrow and come back, shoot around Tuesday, and continue to try to Saturday. My bad, my mind's all over the place. But come back Saturday morning, have a shoot around, watch some film on us, get prepared for Houston, and try to put our best foot forward. And hopefully, we get some good medical news in between time.
Darvin, two for you. There were a handful of possessions tonight where LeBron just was exhausted. You could see he couldn't get back across midcourt. I know this year started with kind of the plan of keeping him at his minutes down, but injuries and stuff have sort of, and his level of play have necessitated he play more. Will you guys reevaluate that a little bit as kind of the fatigue and the build of the season kind of starts to pack on?
Yeah, we plan with the best of them, in my opinion. Everything is spelled out in detail. But again, you have to be ready for circumstances and different curveballs that life may throw you, that situations arise that, you plan for. That's why you try to put together a deep roster. But there's some unforeseen circumstances. Rui getting a hairline fracture on his nose, and Cam getting, him being hurt, and Jackson, and so on and so on. So you just have to, you have to be in the moment. It'd be nice to say, okay,
we can guarantee that these next 5 games, Brown is going to play. He's not going to play no more than 30 minutes, but it doesn't work that way. You know, again, as you mentioned, his level of play, the limited bodies, the different guys going in and out of the lineup at the pace it's gone thus far in the season, you know, it doesn't call for you to just blindly put in a plan and just try to be stubborn and stick to that plan. It's going to maneuver itself, just again, based on circumstances, and most times circumstances beyond your control. And so the biggest thing for us is just to make sure, you know, the preparatory and the recovery process is intact, but the game is going to dictate, you know, how we move and who we have available to us. It's going to dictate how many minutes or more or less that he plays.